Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States of America, is going ham on Fox News, News Corp, Ron DeSantis, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Post. He's going ham. And this is classic Donald Trump. This is vintage Donald Trump. Now, again, as I have said many times, I'm a huge fan of Ron DeSantis. I'm in the state of Florida. I was with the DeSantis campaign twice this week, including the celebration for him destroying Christ and basically having a massive red tsunami here in the state of Florida. I love Ron DeSantis. I don't like that they're fighting, but I think that there's more going on in this situation. As we know, like him, hate him, love him, whatever, with Donald Trump, he's usually a counter puncher. He's usually someone that responds. And when he made his comment about Ron DeSantis 3 days before the midterms, I said, I didn't like this. I think this is stupid. This is not good. I don't know why he's doing this. And we kind of saw it kind of go away. The media jumped on it, but the media has been building this DeSantis Trump nonsense up for a while now. But when he said that, I thought that was a massive mistake, but we kind of moved past it. And now here we are where he is just continuing to go after Ron DeSantis. He is very frustrated. And that tells me that there's more going on than we know. Now, that's just speculation on my part. I could be wrong, but I've been following Trump long enough to know that there's usually something to it when this happens. Now, if you don't believe that there are not people that have had a conversation with Ron DeSantis about running for president in 2024, you're insane. Man, there's no doubt about it. With all the momentum and how amazing of a governor he is, and with all the momentum, of course those conversations have happened. Of course people have come to him. But in what capacity have they happened? And that's really what I think could be at the root of this. Again, I'm just speculating, but you would have to imagine that some of the top tier Republicans have had conversations with DeSantis about running in 2024. And has DeSantis bit on that behind the scenes and said, yeah, we need to work our way through the Trump problem, yada, yada, yada. I don't know, but that seems to me what could lead to Trump continuing to be upset about this, because Trump did save DeSantis in the campaign with Gillum, a literal crackhead who was defeating Ron DeSantis, and we nearly had a crackhead running the state of Florida through all of this, and everything would have looked very different. But then Trump came in and gave his endorsement, and Ron DeSantis won by 30,000 votes. He took that opportunity, has become one of the greatest governors we've ever seen. Now you're at a situation where after the midterms, Donald Trump, the all-out assault is on Donald Trump. All out. It's everywhere. The mainstream are just crushing Trump, creating this fake narrative that I guess the midterms, in their opinion, was a disaster because the House and the Senate are now controlled by the Republicans. I mean, yeah, Trump, there was a couple of bad picks like Oz and maybe Herschel Walker. We'll see what happens with that. But I heard a lot of Republicans saying, oh, Trump, he should not have focused on 2020, yada, yada, yada. And now those same weirdos, those same rhinos are complaining about what's going on in Arizona. So there's been an all-out assault on Trump. And that's not just from the mainstream. That's from a lot of conservative media as well. Because the one thing that unifies everyone that's not a Trump supporter is their hatred of Trump. All these people hate Trump. The rhinos hate Trump. The never Trumpers hate him. The Democrats hate him. Hollywood hates him. Big tech hates him. Mainstream media hates him. They want him gone. And they will be willing to sacrifice their dislike of Ron DeSantis to try and get him in a position where he can get rid of Trump, because Trump is a problem. And not just Trump. Trump supporters are a problem. Freedom is a problem. And that's a big problem for them. And the way that Trump goes about it is different than anyone else. So I could see that these are discussions that are happening behind the scenes, and Trump is really rubbed the wrong way. There is the other element to it, and I just want to be fair. We all know this. As a guy who is a big Trump supporter, Donald Trump has an ego that is bigger than any ego we've ever seen. He just does. And that's how he has become who he is. But he has an enormous ego that few people can even comprehend, but rightfully so at the same time. But his ego is out there. And I don't know if that's playing into this or not. I don't tend to believe that that is the case, because, again, Trump, as much as people want to say that he's, erratic and unpredictable. Trump is pretty calculated. He's not the 4D chess master that some of the internet likes to make him out to be, but you don't become as successful in life as this man and not have some calculation to what you're doing and understanding of compromise, how to build relationships and, find a middle ground. Look at all of the things that he did with all world leaders. Look at the historic peace deals that he was able to, hash out. So yeah, the man has a giant ego, but he's also smart enough and calculated enough to understand when compromise needs to be made. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't think this is good. I don't think that a Trump versus DeSantis rivalry is good. But what I do know is that Donald Trump took on the Clinton crime family, the Bush crime family, and the Obama crime family in 2016, along with the Democratic Party, the rhinos, the mainstream media, and Hollywood, and he defeated all of them. All of them. And it was unbelievable. So I don't care who you are. You're not going to defeat Donald Trump toe-to-toe. It's not going to happen. So I hope that there's a scenario where him and DeSantis can find some middle ground and understand the bigger picture, because a Trump-DeSantis ticket is truly unstoppable. 4 years of Trump, let him get his revenge, and then 8 years of DeSantis. That is what the perfect scenario is. I don't know if that's going to be something that happens or not, but if you look at this right here, it doesn't look like they're going to be working together, in my opinion. Now, some of this is more about the way that DeSantis is being perceived and not so much about him, I think, the Ron DeSanctimonious. But again, he does say he's playing games with the fake news. Ask him if he's going to run. If President Trump runs, he says, I'm only focused on the governor's race. I'm not looking into the future. Well, in terms of loyalty and class, that's really not the right answer. Then he goes into more. And look, he's just continuing to go off. So right here, there's that. Here's this one. Trump wants CNN to open a conservative network and only have him on it, and says it would be the most successful network in history. He's ramping up. You can tell he's getting ready to run. You can tell. There's a New York Post with Trump there. Trump comments on it. There's a breaking 911, and that poll right there don't look great for Trump. But again, it is what it is. We all know from a national standpoint, no one's touching Trump from a Republican Party standpoint. So anyway, I stand with President Trump, as my tweet says right there. We're going to see how this all plays out, but I personally don't think it's good. But I do think that there's more to this than a lot of people are latching on, because I have seen the pro DeSantis side where they're like, Donald Trump just needs to go away. Do you really think that's even possible? Because if you do, you haven't paid attention, and what you're essentially doing is buying into the media narrative. That's what you're doing. When you have this mindset where there's a scenario where you think Donald Trump's just going to go away, you don't get to his level, and you don't get to where he's gone and done and dealt with all of the stuff that this man has dealt with. He's the most investigated person we've ever seen, and they can't find anything on him. He's constantly facing attacks from all directions, and you just want him to just go away so Ron DeSantis can run. Get the hell out of here. That's not going to happen. Again, love DeSantis, love Trump, and I want to see this get worked out. But at the end of the day, I stand with Donald J. Trump, the 45th president of the United States of America and the greatest president of my lifetime. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. We will talk to you later.